Chris Paul was known for being one of the best point guards in NBA history. His quick reflexes and precise passes made him a threat on the court, but he was also known for his competitive nature and his willingness to do whatever it takes to win. This sometimes means that he will get a little too physical with his opponents, leading to fouls and technicals. Even his NBA colleagues have labeled him a dirty player, a poor teammate, and selfish due to his competitive behavior. Remember how he even did Steve Kerr? Despite this, Chris Paul got elected twice as president of the Players Union by the players themselves. This is an important position in charge of all their contracts. But why do the players trust him if he's such a bad guy? Just take a look at how CP handled Jose Alvarado to get a better understanding on how he gets his bad rep. The Pelicans gave Phoenix a tough series in last year's playoff, but after being bothered by Jose's annoying defense throughout the series, Chris got his revenge. Believe it or not, but it was actually Jose who got called for the foul. This was a very interesting series, but at the post-game press conference, Chris purposely mispronounced Alvarado's name.
You know, we knew Alvarado.
See why the players don't like him? Jumping to this season, and even though Alvarado was playing hurt, he sought revenge, but CP3 knew about his injured ribs, so watch him tap Jose's ribcage right before the layup. The ugliest play though was after Zion threw down that 360 dunk and CP elbowed Jose in the neck, resulting in a large fight. But this feud pales in comparison to what Chris Paul done in the past. His beef with DeMarcus Cousins is well documented. It dates back to his time in college, when Chris was guarded by Julius Hodge. CP couldn't handle a 7-footer, so he punched him in the lower region instead. When he faced Boogie in the NBA, he did the same dirty tricks. He tried one of the worst flops of all time back in 2013. This was extremely embarrassing, and the NBA issued CP3 a formal warning. However, it did work in 2021. Chris pretends to get knocked down but clearly flops. When Boogie was called for a foul, all he could do was smile. He did, however, call Chris out after the game. I feel like it's basically cheating, and I don't respect a cheater. If that's your winning strategy, I don't respect you. His dislike for CP3 grew so much that he refused to let his own teammate Isaiah Thomas shake his hand after a game when they both played for the Pelicans.
I hate him. Honestly, I do. I hate him.
Chris may have had a bad reputation within the league, but he's frequently featured in commercials and has that nice family man image outside of it. Until former Celtics guard Rajon Rondo revealed the truth to the world. In 2008, CP helped Team USA win the gold medal at the Olympics. Rondo couldn't even make the squad, and it bothered him. That year, Rondo's Celtics won the championship, and Chris Paul's Hornets struggled. So, during a game the next season, Rondo approached CP3 and stated, "I've got a ring, you're never gonna win one," and they had to be separated. That led to CP insulting Rondo in the media. I think Rondo's a lucky player to be able to play alongside guys like Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, KG, and Rasheed Wallace. Of course, this implies that he's just an unimportant piece on a star-studded roster. Everything came to a head in 2018 when Rondo's Los Angeles Lakers faced Chris Paul's Houston Rockets. They got into it, and Rondo appeared to spit at Chris Paul. As a result, Chris placed a hand on Rondo's face, and punches were thrown. Rondo anticipated that many would side with CP3 because of his solid reputation, so he prepared ahead of time. Everyone wants to believe Chris Paul is a good guy. They don't know he's a horrible teammate. They don't know how he treats people. Rondo was then backed up by waves of former CP3 teammates. Glenn Big Baby Davis said, "CP3 is a very bad teammate." Ryan Holland said, "Yeah, everything that glitters ain't gold." And most shocking of all, Nick Young came out and said Chris would hold him hostage on the court. If Nick didn't do what CP wanted, he wouldn't pass him the ball and he would say, "Yeah, you know I hold the keys to your next contract, so you better fall in line." That was a huge story back in 2018. Everyone began to notice all of Chris Paul's dirty little secrets. When Patrick Beverley shoved him in the back after a Suns-Clippers matchup last season, his reputation took yet another hit. Everyone assumed he had done something to deserve it. Some dirty behind-the-scenes-ish. Pat Bev wouldn't just do that out of the blue. The pettiest example, however, came in 2019. With 1 second remaining in the 2-point game, he informed the officials that Jordan Bell's jersey was untucked. It is shown on the right side of the screen. CP3 talks to the ref while pointing to Jordan Bell. The cheap move was called a technical foul. Everyone mocked Chris Paul and called him a snitch because of this, but they all forget what occurred next. This is why, despite the fact that everyone hates Chris Paul, they elected him to be their president. This is back in his OKC days when they played against the Timberwolves. Oklahoma shot a technical free throw, making it a 1-point game. So, when KAT made theirs, Dennis Schroeder was able to catch a full court pass and put it in to tie the game. And of course, CP and OKC won the game in overtime. People despise Chris Paul, but the majority of his dirty tricks are done to win NBA games. This man will utilize his basketball IQ to win at any cost. And that is exactly who you want representing you in complicated contract negotiations. His famous rip-through move is the clearest example of this. Drawing a foul is a cheap trick, but he's still allowed. If a defender gets too close to Chris, he rips the ball up, pretending to shoot, and gets the call. Most players just don't have it in them to be that dirty. They don't seem willing to stoop to that level in order to win, but CP3 will, and that's who you want on your side when dealing with owners. During the previous salary cap spike in 2016, Chris represented the players. The owners wanted to spread out all of the extra money gradually, but CP3 made sure they got it all at once, resulting in a massive salary rise for the players. He also secured a bigger revenue share, which was significant for the players. They got a better pension plan and health insurance with mental health benefits. He then reclaimed the players' group name image and likeness rights, which led to huge business opportunities. The irony is that his ruthless style has never worked in big games. Chris Paul has only made it to one conference finals in his whole career, and he always flames out in the playoffs. All it did was tarnish his reputation throughout the league. And while Chris Paul is considered to be one of the best point guards in NBA history, he holds the record for losing postseason series when his team is up 2-0. No player has ever blown a 2-0 series lead 5 times, but CP has. Some of those losses were due to not having good enough players around him, but it's becoming a pattern in Chris's career to not deliver in important moments. Chris Paul is always in search of the latest loophole in the NBA rulebook. He's always reaching in on defense, but the moment someone reaches in on him, he'll pop that 3-quarter court shot, hoping for 3 freebies at the line. He'll go down in history as a dirty player, and CP did it to win at whatever cost. But the worst thing about it is that it didn't even succeed. What are your thoughts on Chris Paul? Is he the dirtiest player in the NBA the last 15 years? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more NBA content like this. Until next time, peace.